Hi, and welcome to Front Row Review. I am David Graves.
I'm Vince Maniacs.
And tonight we are going to be reviewing the classic remake, or the remake from the classic. And tonight we are going to be doing the review from the classic film, The Wolfman, the remake. That didn't make any sense either, did it?
The classic remake of the Wolfman of the original.
You know, as anyone who might have watched our trailer talk would know that both Vince and I were very excited about going to see this movie. It looked, from the trailer, it looked like it was going to be, you know, they're bringing back the classic Wolfman and had some great actors in this.
He's one of those classic characters like Dracula and Frankenstein that really needed a good, decent remake movie, and I think this really was going to do that.
So the question is, did this movie do it?
I would say yes, it did. Because I mean, I was really pleased with it because it didn't eliminate everything about the Wolfman that was originally established back in the, when did that movie come out, in the 30s?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, so it didn't throw out everything that was classic about the original Wolfman, but it did bring it up to date, and that's exactly what it needed to do.
Well, let me tell you this, Vince. I didn't like this movie at all.
Really?
It was just bland, that it was just, you know, the acting, while they had these great actors, they just seemed like they were, really was bored making this movie. Anthony Hopkins? Wait a minute.
Anthony Hopkins, yes. Hannibal Lecter. Van Helsing.
What's the guy who was Psycho?
That's Anthony Perkins.
That's what I thought I'd said. Anthony Perkins. Okay, I said Anthony Hopkins, right?
Anthony Perkins is dead, Dave.
I know. That's why it was going to be kind of hard for him to be in the Wolfman.
Yes, it would.
Anyway, no, I just thought that that it was just kind of really boring. You know, I found myself just bored by the whole thing, and the effects I just thought were really horrible in this movie. I mean, especially the Wolfman himself. It looks like, you know, the guy that did the effects for it is like this master of prosthetics, and he's like one of the greatest special effects makeup artists in the world, and I thought he just did a horrible job with this.
Well, yeah, I can sort of agree with that. I think the effects could have been better. Yeah, I would say I kind of agree with it, but I didn't think they were horrible. I didn't think they were awful.
What was the guy's name who did the effects?
Rick Baker.
He did, I mean, some of the best effects films ever made, and this one, the Wolfman just looks just boring. I mean, he doesn't even look scary. He's just boring looking to me.
With the other effects, with the other movies that he did, he made a man, with other werewolf movies, I should say, that he's done, he made a man turn into an actual wolf. Whereas in this one, it stuck to the original classic and made this man the Wolf Man, and he was standing up on two legs, running around. So you know, he didn't turn him into a wolf that ran around on four legs and turned him into a dog, basically.
Yeah, but still, you know, he could have had some cool effects, but even when he did transform into the Wolfman, it was just like, you know, it was just like, alright. So it just didn't impress me. It did not impress me at all.
Like I said, I thought it was okay. I didn't think the effects were outstanding. I wouldn't say it was his best, no. But it was okay. And as far as overall with the film, I kind of agree with David. There was parts in it that were just like, oh, come on, get on with it. But at the same time, I don't know, it has a really good story.
Yeah, but if anyone who was young and seen this movie, they would have probably wouldn't care less about the Wolfman after watching this. I mean, because it's just about as bland movies get.
I wouldn't say it was anything spectacular. No, I wasn't. I wasn't blown away by the film, which I was hoping to do. I was hoping to get blown away by this film, but I can't say I was. But I didn't think it was the worst thing I've ever seen either. But I do agree with you about the acting too. There were a lot of the actors in there were just kind of, they were just there. You know, that there wasn't really anything outstanding about them. Nothing that I could say, like Benicio del Toro, who plays the Wolfman, it was just kind of, okay.
You know, I think this movie would have been better if Anthony Perkins was actually in the movie.
That would have been nice. Norman show up, you know. Wait a minute, Norman.
But I was really looking forward to it. I mean, my anticipation level was really high going into it, and it just went severely down about in the middle of the movie, and it just never went back up, and it was just really, for me.
So, what would you give the Wolfman? Like, I really need to ask that.
Well, I would give the Wolfman a 2 out of 5.
Okay, so like I said, I probably liked it a little bit more than you did, and actually I know Brandon, if he was here today, he liked it a lot more than you did. Probably a lot more than I did. But I would have to say, for me, I would give the Wolfman a 3 out of 5.
I really was hoping they could bring the Wolfman back and have like this great new franchise with the Wolfman, but no, with this film it ain't gonna happen.
Well, I think they could make another Wolfman movie. They would just definitely have to step it up.
This movie looked like it was made in the 1980s.